guys, it's Melissa. Can you see me? Hopefully you can see me. Are you seeing me? I think you're seeing me. Okay, hey, it's Melissa. So here's the deal. I am going to show you today, I don't know why it's, my screen is frozen. That's kind of odd. But anyway, I'm going to show you today how to use our mock-ups, mock-up photos with some of the designs in Silhouette that come in our bundles, because I get a lot of questions about, okay, these mock-ups are great, but now what? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I pulled a couple of the mock-ups and a couple of the designs from the beer and wine bundle, which ends today. And I just want to show you how you can use these together, and you'll start to see why we even give mock-ups in our bundles as well. Okay, so this one that I downloaded already, it's a wine glass. In the beer and wine bundle on the website, you will see it has a watermark on it. Obviously, it does not come across with a watermark on it. It just comes across with the photo itself. These are high resolution photos. So what you're going to do is you just drag and drop it into Silhouette Studio or Cricut Design Space or whatever software you're using, you can bring it in. Then you want to pull the design into the same work area. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use SVG. I really should give up wine, but I'm not a quitter. Now, here's the design. You can see that right now it's in front. You can also see it's not the right size. So I want to size it. And then the other thing I want to do is change the color, okay? Because obviously it's black and it's on red wine, so we can't see it. So you can just fill that with a different color and also change the line color. And then what you want to do is just position it. And I always change the transparency of the design itself because it's so stark. It sometimes can come off a little fake looking. So if you go to the fill color panel, you can change the transparency, typically about 12–11%. It really depends on the mock-up itself, but then you can just pull it down a little bit and you'll see that it's not 100%, so it doesn't look quite as like abrasive on there. All right, now if you decide that there's too much background on here and you want to size this design down smaller, or excuse me, snip or crop the photo itself, I usually just use the edit points, selecting them and then pulling them in a little bit. What this does is it allows me to really have the focus be on the design itself, okay? Because the whole purpose of these mock-ups is then you can put this mock-up in your shop and show your customers on your social media or in your shop, I'm not selling the design, I'm selling this wine glass with this design on it, okay? So now you want to make sure that you're focusing on the object rather than the background, all right? You also want to make sure that people really can see it. If your design has some small elements like this one does, you want to focus in on it. Don't give too much background. All right, now that you have it in Silhouette Studio or your software, whatever, you can select both of them, and then if you have Business Edition, which I would recommend, it's just a one-time upgrade, you can select both and go up to File, Save Selection, and then save it to your hard drive. Okay, and what that does is it will take that JPEG and we can do wine glass mock-up, all right, and change the format to JPEG, and it will save out. I always try to change the DPI or the dots per inch to 300 if possible, okay? All right, so let's do this one more time. I'm gonna show you what that looked like now that I just saved that out. It's saved to my desktop, and then you can see this is what I ended up with. So now I can use this JPEG and I can put it on my Facebook page, I can put it on Instagram, I can put it in my my Etsy shop or whatever. But what you are using these for is to show that you can sell, and you do sell, and you do have available this physical product. Of course, make sure you can make the product before you go. It's great you can make a mock-up, but you want to make sure you can actually make the product itself. All right, let's do one more so you can get the idea. Again, I have them in my downloads. Is this the wine? That's the one we just used. Okay, so let's get another one over here. This one is a great example of one that has a lot of background, so we can cut that down. And I'm actually going to do that first before I bring my design in. Now, you could also use the knife tool. you know, and just splice that and then, you know, delete or whatever. Or you can use, like I said, the edit points, which is the other, what I showed you guys originally, okay? But I just think it's really important to make sure that you are focused on your design. You want to make sure people can see it, okay? The photographer is giving you a lot of options in the background. So if you wanted to add to the background or whatever. Okay, so let's bring our design in next. I have that on here. And I have this one here that I'm going to use. This is a great example of one that's colored. So it will show up right on here, you know, if we were making a koozie. And again, you want to pull the transparency down. Now, if you aren't going to make yours this color, you can change the color. You can ungroup this. And let's say you want this brew to be a different color blue. You know, let's say you're going to end up taking those stars off of there. You can do that, all right? Oops, let's see what happened here. I think I need to ungroup it a little bit further. It looks like, I guess it doesn't have on there. Okay, so, but you have options there that you can change the color if you wanted to make it orange for whatever reason, I don't know. Or if you wanted to make this wine more white so it stood out a little bit more, okay, you can do that. And then the same thing, if you're going to save this out, you're going to select the whole thing, File, Save Selection. Now, if you do not have Business Edition and you cannot save out as a JPEG, you can take a screen grab, okay? On a Mac, it's Command-Shift-3 or Command-Shift-4, excuse me, and you can select the area that you want to screen grab. Watch my bottom right corner, all right, and I screen grabbed that right there, okay? So you can do it that way. So there's lots of different ways to do that, but this is how you're going to use the mock-ups, and this is why we include the mock-ups in with our bundles a lot of times, so that you can, you know, pair things together and you basically get the full package of everything that you need when you're going to go and take our files and sell them or show them off or whatever you're going to do. All right, don't forget, Wine and Beer Bundle ends tonight at midnight Eastern, so grab it. It's 58 designs, 4 mock-ups, $11.99, but only till tonight. All right, guys, have a great day. See you soon.